Voting is important because it's, to me, the way that you can voice your opinion about what's happening in our country. It's every person in this country's duty to vote, to get out and vote. Essentially say back to your country, this is what I care about and this is what I'm voting for.
I'm very excited to be partnering with the Sons of Mercury on the election this year. I'm a native Phoenician. I grew up here. So the Madhouse of McDowell really has a special place in my heart in terms of sports. It's really special to me that we're doing this.
I think it's really cool that the Sons and the Mercury have rented out the Madhouse to give voters an opportunity to come in and vote. I think that's what we need to get more people to register.
Gives the people around this area another spot to go vote at, and I know our family over here with the Sons of Mercury are going to make it easier for them.
Our focus is really so much bigger than basketball, and we want to make an impact in the community in any way we can, and this is just one step in doing it.
It's something that we fought for. It's in the Constitution, and it gives us a right to determine what happens in our neighborhoods, what happens in our country.
Voting is necessary because it helps determine what type of world you want to live in. We're going through some trying times, and I think who we have in the office is very important for the future.
We're at a big point in our history that we'll probably look back on years and years from now and look at this point as a moment where things went in a good direction or a moment where things didn't. And I think that's why this is so important.
You know, we are really right now in unprecedented times, and a lot of us trying to navigate through situations that are just occurring in every way except for normal. Everybody is wanting to help where they can. We're working really hard to ensure that no voter has to choose between their health and their right to vote. So this is really important that these organizations and athletes are stepping up to help with that process.
But usually I'd never voted before and just kind of not looking to it as much. Now just actually having a voice and actually doing research and knowing what I'm voting into is, I feel like, just a big step for me.
You know, I can remember thinking back to the first time, just thinking your vote doesn't necessarily count. There's so many people voting, why would I go out and do this? I'm still so young. A lot of these issues don't really pertain to me. It's always important. It's a duty of ours. It's a privilege to be able to vote and vote for what matters for you.
You hear it as when you're young in college, how every vote counts, but you're young and immature, you're just kind of like, yeah, well, it doesn't matter, just one. But as I get older and just knowing how important it is, made it easier for me to want to vote.
We are encouraging every voter this year to just make sure that they know what all of their options are and that they make the plan that works for them, whether that's voting by mail, voting early in person, or voting on election day. And we have a lot of resources to help you at arizona.vote.
You got the internet, look up information, make sure you know what you're voting for, besides just hearing other people and just thinking that's the right way. Look up into who you're voting for. I think that's the biggest thing, is doing a lot of research.
The time to vote is now. We're seeing unprecedented times in this country, and it's extremely important for all people to vote, not just in 4 years, but every 2 years. And when we do that, we can determine who's in office, who's in our neighborhoods, and who's policing us.
Get out there and be heard. Get out there and be heard. You can't just sit down there and let things happen and then complain about it. So I'll get out there and be heard.
Register and go vote for what matters for you.